You say you haven't told anybody till now, but that the Big Spring is not totally dead.
Right now, if you threw a stick out on the west side, it takes less than a minute for that stick to get to the east side. So I don't know what kind of flow that is, but there is a little bit of flow right now.
Okay, so tell me about the renovation that's underway now.
The project's in two phases. First one is the redevelopment of the historical spring area itself.
We'll be pumping the water from the spring back upstream, and then there'll be two areas where the water will make falls. One that's a little upper from the main spring, and then in the spring itself.
We've taken the old parking out, and that is going to be more of an educational amphitheater now. The CCC was brought in to build that state park. We're trying to mimic the same techniques whenever possible. So the plaza and amphitheater area is going to be taking the viewer back, beginning with the Permian Sea and coming all the way up to present. We're going to be explaining why the spring is there from a geological standpoint, and then start getting into the historical perspective of the spring signage that are going to be on the side of 8 monolithic stones, 26,000 pounds apiece.
Limestone that will be 12 feet tall, and then in front of that is a piece of carved Corten metal that will show the picture. And then there will also be some written data.
The train.
And of course that will be talking about the railroad. This one's about the heritage ranching. This one is about a little bit about the buffalo and the Indian. And of course here's modern day with your oil and the Air Force Base and the Settles Hotel, the VA, the auditorium.
50 to 60 benches that are being hand-hewn out of limestone. We're going to reestablish a native shortgrass prairie, which originally would have been on site, say, 500 years ago. An area where a couple of observation platforms that people can actually go out, and there'll be some signage explaining what they're looking at in a whole lot of detail about some of the personalities and the people that have come through there.
This may not be the final version. There may be more names as he uncovers history. There may be more names added to that. Just trying to pick out the most significant names.
One of the stories is Cabeza de Vaca came through here, and Dallas Morning News documented it. Cabeza de Vaca followed what he thought was a tributary of the Colorado River, was starving, came across a spring at the headwaters of what he thought was the Colorado River at the time, was befriended by Indians who fed him and clothed him, and he in turn held an impromptu blessing, a Thanksgiving. That was 80 years before the Pilgrims had their Thanksgiving ceremony at Plymouth Rock.
We couldn't find any Comanche that would do it, but we found Sioux that would recreate, and we're going to have 3 abandoned teepees. We're attempting to have a trail system in that shortgrass prairie that we pulled off an old petroglyph that is actually a turtle, and the turtle was a symbol with the Native Americans of good fortune and water. And so the trail system is going to be laid out 181 feet long and 160 feet wide, and when viewed from above, it is the reproduction of the petroglyph. It's the turtles. Theoretically, when you're flying into Midland, Odessa on Southwest and you look down, you'll be able to see this, certainly from Google Earth and things like that.
And then this is our little a small performance stage, and this is the 20-foot pole that will be in the middle of the performance stage. It also serves as a sundial.
What kind of performances do you envision there?
Oh, small symphonies, small band performances, maybe even weddings. You have room for up to 1,000 people.
The first phase is about 1.8 mil. I think Big Spring has an opportunity here to really land a 1-2 punch in a way that it hasn't done. Going to give visitors a stop off of I-20, or if you're staying at the Settles or whatever, it's going to give people another reason to spend a little bit of time there. It's going to be a good probably hour to 2 hour venture by the time you walk out there and go through everything. And so what we're hoping is between that and then having the destination quality Settles Hotel and restaurant there, the city can really kind of start re-identifying itself. It'll end up having 2 iconic features.